Now we're going to go back in the history, and I would like to call the first project officer, Mercè. I think Mercè suffered a little bit. So sometimes the project suffered from the project officer. I think in this case, the project officer suffered from the project. So I'm curious what you're going to tell us, Mercè. Thank you.
So I could not start without saying thank you for inviting me to be today here. It's an honor to see a project that started 20 years ago and to be still running and running at high speed, because you are really, really strong, still like in the first day that we met today. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to present first the context, I think, where HiPEAC started, because I think you need to understand a bit where we were at that time. And then I'm going to discuss with you 3 critical points that we had at that time. So the context was the beginning of the Framework Program 7, and the concept of Network of Excellence was created at this point of time. So Networks of Excellence didn't exist before. The Commission was just funding research projects and accompanying measures that were for very, very little money. And then it popped up this idea of funding Networks of Excellence. But at the same time that it came this idea of funding Networks of Excellence, then the Commission had to create an internal working group in order to analyze the impact that this new funding instrument could have both at the administrative point of view and then in the research community, how the impact of this network had to be, whether to continue with the instrument, to finish with it for the next framework program, to make a small twist and twins and to arrange a bit the thing. And I got the great pleasure to be selected as the project officer representing DG Information Society on this cross-DG working group that was to scrutinize and to analyze and to write a report on the impact of the Networks of Excellence. And in fact, if I was the one going there, so HiPEAC was the one going there also to this group. That would mean, at technical terms, that means that network, the HiPEAC network had to be excellent in all the ways, because it was not only a project that was a normal project that had a review and then it had, some administrative details. No, it was the one that was selected, and that I think nobody in this room still knows, it's just the scoop that I'm telling you, that HiPEAC was scrutinized by this internal working group in order to extract conclusions for the future of the Networks of Excellence. So, HiPEAC had to be the perfect network. And then it was another important thing also that it was another network that was also a bit on this idea of embedded systems, that he was supposed to be the one to be selected by DG Information Society to represent the concept of Network of Excellence. But no, he was not selected. It was me and my HiPEAC that were there. So I was very proud. We got a competing network that was really put it aside, and we were there, the ones that were to be the Network of Excellence by definition. Then, that done, I was very happy, and then it starts the negotiation of the project. So that is the context, okay? You see me, very happy there, the internal working group, a fine network, the others put it aside, me going there, fantastic, everything was good. And then it comes the 3 critical points, that was the context, now the 3 critical points. So it comes the first negotiation meeting with my HiPEAC and me knowing all this background that I told you, but that could not be said at that point of time because people should not know about these interiorities of the Commission kitchen. And I'm starting reading the paper that they have sent it to me in order to prepare for the first negotiation meeting. And what I see there is that half of the forms are empty, but really, literally empty, no word there. The other part that was filled in was wrongly filled in, so the things were on the wrong side of the thing. And me, I was, speechless. Me in my office, in front of these papers, and saying, and now what? I'm canceling the meeting. What we will discuss if the thing is empty, if we have nothing there, what we will do? I'm canceling the meeting. And then I said, no, I'm not canceling the meeting. because that will mean nothing. No. Let's have these guys around the table. Let's scare them as hell. And let's ensure that this network will have all the forms fill in the perfect form, in the perfect day, and in the right side. And I did it. So I got all these professors around the table, and poor me there, you know, trying to scare them and to tell them the importance of filling forms. Do you imagine, Matteo, Kuhn, these guys, they are interested in strong research projects and research concepts. They are being reminded by me of filling a bloody form. So it was a nightmare. But, important thing, they understood the message rapidly. They had Pilar entered into the picture, and from that day on, I knew that from the administrative point of view, I have done my work, and Matteo have done his work, and the network HiPEAC will be excellent, and nobody could criticize it. So that is my first critical point on how it was solved. Then the second critical point, it was when, around this working group also, the concept of network of excellence from the constituency point of view was heavily criticized. And you have listened now, Mark, telling you the case of his company, that his company decided that, it's not me that I'm saying, his company decided that they didn't want to participate in any network of excellence because they were voicing the idea that these networks of excellence will be a kind of giving public money, commission money, to people that they were not good enough for themselves to apply for funding. People that were to be rejected because they got no good ideas, then they entered to the funding of the commission through the back door of these networks of excellence. And that was, then they were voicing that, and they were saying, and these networks of excellence will be a kind of going back to the feudal times. It will be a big professor there, you know, that will have all the power and all the money, and then the vassal young professors around, and blah, blah, blah. So it was all this thing around. And then I remember very well also with Matteo revising in detail all the descriptions of the partners to put there in big letters all the prices that they have had, all the excellence that they were, and then taking very, very, very much care of, you know, not putting anybody in the network that could help to instigate even more this idea of non-excellence inside the network. That was another critical situation that we managed very, very well, and I got no problem at all. HiPEAC was really valorized by this internal working group of the Commission as a network of excellence where everybody was excellent. And my third point that I want to share with you also is the finding of the reviewers. That was the other critical point. Because as I said to you, HiPEAC got a competing network, so I couldn't select anybody from this competing network for obvious reasons. So there I could not find a reviewer. Then we were very strict, as I said to you, on the excellence of the people that were inside. So if someone was outside, it's because it was not good. So I could not select this one native to be a reviewer. Then what to do? And then I was colleagues, and you know, you got always recommendations, blah, blah, what to do. And it was people that were saying, take someone from America. But come on, that is ridiculous. There's someone from America. I mean, the HiPEAC community was a community, okay, the part of Europe was funded by the Commission, but HiPEAC was not a European thing. HiPEAC was a thing that it was with all the American contacts, so it was ridiculous, this idea. And then I was looking around, and at the end, I find a young lady that was, at my understanding, I look at his CV, it was very good, but and he was not involved in the thing because he was not in the academia, he was working for the industry, and he was just entering to Politecnico di Milano. That was Cristina, and that was my first reviewer of HiPEAC. And on top of that, I was very proud that he accepted to come and that you accepted her as reviewer because I bring a woman on this community. So I was not only a reviewer, it was a woman. That I think that is another message that I see around the floor, that you have progressed, but I think there is still room for improvement in this area, in the HiPEAC community. So take that. And then the other expert that I find, that I want to say a word for him also, it was Lucian. I found Lucian, he was a young professor in a research university, in the Sibiu University, that is in Transylvania, in Romania, where the castle of the Conde Dracula is. Across to that was this, this university. So at that time, these guys were completely disconnected, or just starting to be a bit connected to the rest of the west of the Union. And I found, I read the CV and the articles that this guy produced, and it seems to me also a very interesting case. And I remember very well that at the end of the first summer school, he came to me and he said, "Oh, madam, I'm so happy that you invited me to be part of this review project. You know very well our economical situation. That's very important for me. I cannot say, but more important than that is that you allow me to meet and to discuss with all my bibliography." So I think that was, for me, was great. Lucian is not with us anymore. He passed away. I just learned that. But I wanted also to give a bit of a memory for Lucian. And that is my 3 cases. Thanks a lot, and happy birthday to all HiPEACers. Happy birthday to you.